Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Tundra Dude 34 YouTube channel. I hope you're having an amazing day out there. All right, so when I go on my dealership walks, every once in a while, I will come across an older generation Tundra, usually a 2021 Trail Edition that we see sitting at Lakewood Toyota fairly often. And I always make a comment that down the road, in the future, we will look back on a certain number of model years as the icon of the Toyota Tundra in a whole. Now, people have been commenting on that, asking me to clarify what I mean with what I'm saying. And I am talking about model year 2020 and 2021. Now, I've done this channel since 2016. I've had the pleasure of getting to talk to you and get to know you on what you like and dislike about the Tundra. Not just today, but all through the first, second, and the current generation number 3. And one thing people were saying, especially the second generation early years, is they love the platform of the Tundra. They love the 5.7. They love the way it feels like an old school classic pickup truck, but they always wish it had a little bit more when it came to features on the inside of the truck. Now, when you get into today's generation, all our prayers have been answered when it comes to luxury and features, because the new generation Tundra is chock full of all of that, as we know, whether it be down in the SR5 or all the way up to the flagship capstone. There's panel roofs, there's JBL sound systems, there's 14-inch screens, there's everything. But one thing there is not is a naturally aspirated V8. And there are a lot of people out there that really wanted the V8 to stay. All right, so today we're dealing with a 3.4-liter twin-turbo V6 and a hybrid option of that same displacement. Now, the future of trucks and cars is going to be smaller displacement, forced induction. It's going to be, fully electric. It's going to be hybrid. The days of the V8, it's in the twilight, unfortunately. So we didn't see that V8 come over to the new generation. And there are a lot of people out there that still want the V8. Hence why I'm talking about 20 and 2021. I'm an owner of a 2023. I absolutely love the truck. It's a great driving pickup truck. The engine is extremely powerful. It does the job. The whole ground up remodel of the new generation Tundra is amazing. But for those that are looking for something that is a classic pickup truck, those late second gens are the way you're going to want to go. And with a naturally aspirated V8, you're never going to get that reliability from that. You're never going to see that again when it comes to the stuff that we're going forward in the future. I hope we do, but naturally aspirated has always been the answer for all these years. Hence why I say this will be the icon of the pickup truck. Now, why 2020 and why 2021? Well, they're packaged the same. In 2020, we saw some upgrades to the Tundra, okay? So we saw push button start come into play. We saw things like the JBL sound system be available in the TRD Pro, along with the digital dual zone automatic climate control. They started to add things like that along the way. We saw them finally go to a shark fin antenna versus an antenna on the fender. They started to have a Toyota app that worked with the Tundra. There started to be some things along the way that we never were able to see in the Tundra. They made the screen 1 inch bigger. It was now 8.1 inches, and it came with Entune 3.0. Probably the most user-friendly system that has ever come out in the Tundra or in any other Toyota. Also, it was Apple CarPlay and Android Auto enabled. So you were able to do the stuff that you always wanted to do in the truck. Don't forget, 2018 ushered in Toyota Safety Sense. So we started to see things like all the safety features that were in the other brands. So Toyota was really taking that Tundra up to where it needed to be modern. But the one thing they had over some of the big three and other brands is it was still the most classic feeling pickup truck on the road. Old school leaf springs, the V8, the fuel mileage wasn't very good, but it was still a high horsepower V8 engine, and everybody loved that. Why do I select 2020 and 2021? As someone who's owned a lot of Tundras, there's one thing you got to remember. After the 2018 model year, Toyota removed the transmission cooler from the Tundra, which means for 2019 to 2021, that 5.7 V8 had to go through a recalibration, all right, because it didn't have that transmission cooler anymore. And personally, this may be seat of the pants kind of feel, but other people have agreed that 5.7 V8 and that 6-speed never felt so good after that. It felt like it was a lot more responsive and the shifting was extremely smooth. The truck never got lost in the gears. One of the things I always used to say is if you were traveling down the road at 55 miles an hour and you had to slow down abruptly to 30, you could get back up to 55 without the transmission getting confused. It just felt to me that that 2020 that I owned and some of the other press vehicles that I drove just felt butter smooth compared to a few years earlier. So I think down the road, those will be the years everybody wants because it brought all of that good old school pickup truck that has been available, but it started in 2020 to give you the modern features on the inside without going all the way they went in 2022 with the new generation Tundra. And I will say once again, I absolutely love the new generation Tundra. A lot of happy owners out there right now, but there still is a crowd that is all about naturally aspirated, and that is the only way they will go. Years down the road, when we look back at all the years of Tundra, first generation to now and what's to come, I really feel like that 2020 and 2021 will be the one everybody remembers, especially when you talk about trims like the TRD Pro, which came in 2020, and Army Green was the special color, Lunar Rock was the special color in 2021. And I'm talking great about those two model years, but let's not forget the country and world was going through COVID. There was the chip shortage. So they were the hardest model years to get. And again, that adds to their iconic status. They were hard to get. They were built the way everybody has asked about for years and years and years. So I think that will be remembered as the trucks to get. If we talk about pricing, just a real quick, we'll use TRD Pro because that was the top of the chain. At that point, there was no capstone yet. TRD Pro Crew Max Lunar Rock 4x4 was going for around $56,000 or $57,000 MSRP. So you got that great reliable V8 that's been in the Tundra for a very long time. We've seen million-mile 4.7s, 5.7s, bulletproof engine, and the price was still fairly reasonable for their top trim truck. All right. So I want to hear what you guys think in the comments below. Do you agree with me? I think there will be some people out there who say 2017 and back was the iconic generation for Tundra, maybe 14 to 17 or 15 to 17. And the reason you will say that is the year before Toyota Safety Sense. There was still the transmission cooler for the folks out there that like to tow, and it was a very simplistic truck. There wasn't a lot going on. Back then, the TRD Pro was built off of an SR5 platform, and there still are a lot of you out there that just like a plain truck. You don't want all the crazy stuff of today. So, to end this video, 2020 and 2021 on the lot, I always say, is the most iconic years, the years we will look back on and say, those were the best years of the Toyota Tundra. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Can't wait to hear what you guys have to say. Till next time, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook at TundraDude34, TundraDude34 at gmail.com. You guys have a great day. Be safe and be well.